but in diploma certificate in education, that is from Kemi. It is written Kibuta JM. Are these your names?
Through the chair.
Then the bachelor, again, the bachelor of education, Moi. It is written John Kibuta Malel.
Through the chair, both names or both style of my names are actually my name. Maybe what I want to be honest, maybe what I forgot to come with was a sworn affidavit,
Okay.
which I had used it during the interview for this current promotion.
Do you have
You will
the,
allow me. You will
do you
allow,
have the affidavit within?
no, not within here because of the envelopes. I have it. But
How can we be sure?
I will produce to this particular panel in the next 24 hours. Within 24 hours.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I think
Thank you, Chair.
honorable members, so of course, let us also speak to the chair so that we can proceed as we engage with the nominee. Malilo, of course, you have had the concerns of the members as raised by the Honorable Maritim, and you have also confirmed. Can you confirm now, again, for purposes of record, that you have an affidavit with you?
Yes, Chair, I have an affidavit.
All right. I therefore direct, and please note that you submit it before this committee within or in the next 24 hours. Would you do that?
I will do so.
All right.
Chair.
Thank you so much. Now, Mr. Malel Kipruta John, as you are aware, you are here as a result of His Excellency the Governor, of course, having relieved some of the County Executive Committee members. I don't know whether you are aware about that.
I'm aware,
You
Chair.
are aware about that.
I'm aware.
And therefore, you are here as a result of previous appointees who never served the appointing authority. Just to quote, that they failed to adhere to one executive order, I think it was number 1 of 2022 or 23 to be confirmed. But my concern, and I would like to ask you, is that now that you are aware of the circumstances that made you here, and you can count yourself very lucky, because there was someone in that position before, Mr. Malel.
Yes, Chair.
What are you bringing to this county government that is probably new, or perhaps the other candidates or the other nominees that had been approved by this House could not bring it to this executive, to the county government? And also aware that the county government now, that is the administration of your appointing authority, His Excellency Dr. Eric Mutai, has now been in office for almost like 2 years. And therefore, I must believe you have been following keenly what has been happening. So can you tell this committee, and more so even to the members of the public, because we are live, what new thing are you bringing to this county government? Yes, you can proceed with that.
Thank you, Chair. I wish to respond.
Chair, if you allow me, Chair, so that you respond.
Okay. In relation,
More or less the same.
More or less the same.
Yes.
And all the members, if you have anything that is related to that, I'll give you an opportunity. You can note, Mr. Malel, on the issues that have been raised, and then you will have an ample time to respond to those matters. Yes, the Honorable Chair,
Thank you, Chair. Maybe mine was to kind.
Thank you.
One final, Chair. I
Yes.
think you'll be writing down in order for you maybe to answer all of them, because these are just part-related questions. One question to nominee Chair is first. I know maybe it might look rhetoric, Chair, but I asking the same. That Bwana Malel, how did you find yourself here? Is the position that you are filling, was it advertised, or maybe you knew how you knew the appointing authority? And since my colleague Honorable Jerry has just asked that you are filling a position that somebody else maybe was fired and the likes, could you be maybe one of the people that might have caused that problem to happen for you to fill the position? Thank you, Chair.
All right, thank you. Is there the honorable members anything in relation to that question, so that we don't go back? If no, then the honorable Malel, you can proceed to respond to the issues that have been raised.
Thank you, Chair. I wish to respond to the first question asked by the chair of the panel concerning what new thing that I can bring to the county. One is my knowledge on developed functions of the county. I believe on myself that I've understood the developed functions and how I feel I should actually promote the developed functions in this county on service delivery. Two,
Yeah, just for guidance, as you, of course, give illustrations, make it in relation to the docket that you have been nominated to. I want to believe that is what the whole policy chair wanted to raise. All
Yes,
right,
Chair.
proceed.
Yes, Chair. The second thing that I've come to do maybe differently is on my experience in public service. Like I've indicated in my CV, I've served the public for 32 years now on management. I therefore feel the core department in the county government of Kericho is the public service management. And I feel with all this experience of over 30 years, I want to implement the service delivery together with coordination, management, and also supervision. The third thing that I feel, Chair, that I want to do differently is on TNA, training needs assessment for the workers of this county, so that I should go further to identify the gaps, why we are not performing maybe to the expectation of the public, and therefore, according to me, I want to be convinced, because I'm also a resident down there. I feel there are some services that should have been done in this particular way. So I want to come in with all the skills that I have to the public service management, and therefore implement or initiate these skills through what I call identification of the needs of the workers. And then I actually give or provide training on the same. The second question, Chair, I hope I've answered the first one. The second question is from Honorable Leader of Majority. He has asked this question that this is the third vetting. The second vetting. The first vetting, I think, was Honorable Brenda. Then after Brenda, because of the changes in the governor's office, Honorable Eric Kimwetich also was brought to public service management docket. And then from there, Honorable Eric was actually dismissed from the docket. And then I came in as Malel. Now, I'm aware, Chair, that the public service management docket has gone through, in the shortest time, has gone through a lot of changes. What I want to say here is I want to combine that question with the position, my position of being here. that the docket or the advertisement was never made. So there is no advert at all that I have as at now. But then why I'm here, or how I arrived to this particular honorable house, is because I was nominated. I was called by the governor, like maybe others have been done so before. Then the governor, using his own position as the executive person in the county, actually asked me whether I'm ready to take up the position. And so from there, of course, we are human. I accepted the offer. I submitted my documents, and from there we were casted, and our names came to this honorable house.
Maybe Chair, because
Yes,
the other one, you see, Chair, we were among the members vetting the previous EC's chairman, and there was a panel that was set by the governor to interview the same CECs in Nairobi, Chair. And you see, for this case, I was asking because this one seems a little bit special, Chair, because there were no small panel set just like previous one. So I was asking maybe if Malel can also declare interest. How do you know, what is the relationship between you maybe and the appointing authority? Because your appointment seems special compared to the previous CCs that are now serving.
Thank you.
Before you answer that, Malel, just to bring you to speed, is that the previous nominees, of course, this appointment committee are aware that they had gone through a process as, of course, stipulated by the majority leader here. And it is true that there was a panel formed by the governor then. I think so that this, during your response, we will expect you, of course, also to declare interest, if any, because according to the honorable majority, and of course, as here, we may also feel that you have been treated in a very special manner, that indeed you didn't go through any process of interview as earlier. That was the norm that was happening before. So maybe you can proceed as you also declare your interests on and between yourself and the appointing authority.
Thank you, Chair. I want to declare that there is no interest, absolutely no interest. What happened, Chair, is that when Honorable Lawrence B. was actually dismissed from the docket, it happened he comes from Soliat Ward, where I also come from. And because of replacement to constitute the government of His Excellency the Governor, maybe according to him, he just maybe found it better to replace the vacant docket with a person who comes from the same ward. I want to believe so. Otherwise, I had not known the governor before, the appointing authority. I had never met him. It's only until during the campaigns. I didn't participate so much during his campaign, but because of that Bill of Rights to vote, I voted. So I do not have any interest.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So on the same note, Malel, as you have explained that one former CC hail from your ward.
Yes, Chair.
And there are so many people in your ward, so many professionals who are qualified to be members of County Executive Committee, that is the CC. Out of just curiosity, we would really like to understand how, since you have also confirmed that the governor didn't have even his contacts, how did he settle on you now that, who was the contact person then? Because I want to believe we have got so many professionals in Zodiac. how did he settle on one Malay John Kipruto and not the others? Cognizant of the fact that there were no interviews or there were no adverts for the vacant positions. It will be very important for us and even the members of the public to understand on how that happened.
Thank you, Chair. Allow me to respond.
There's a rejoinder. There's a rejoinder
Okay,
here.
thank you.
Please.
Thank you, Chair. There was a question that I had posted to the nominee. If he knows why, for example, those 3 CECs were dismissed, whether you know why the 3 CECs were dismissed. Then secondly, Chair, going by ECV, and he has just confirmed to us that he's a sub-county director of education in Turkana North, where he's serving. I tend to believe that he's still serving up to date a position. You are called by the governor that I need to give you this position as a senior citizen of this country, and of course an educationist, and you know the issues of unemployment in our county. Don't you see it is very unfair for you to leave a position, because I'm very sure the position that you hold in Turkana North, there's a possibility that no one from this county probably will be employed to take up your position. Don't you see that it be unfair, the hundreds of thousands of the unemployed, especially youths in our county, to take up this position while you had another probably high-paying position from your previous employment? Thank you, Chair.
Yeah, Malele, you respond to that. Of course, rejoinder with Honorable Cheriot is asking you basically is, you know, leaving now a permanent and pensionable position, now joining to be a CC, which of course you are here and you know that there was one who was occupying that position, but he was fired. So maybe you can respond to that, and then I can open the floor to the other honorable members, and we will stick to the vetting criteria. Yes.
Thank you, Chair. I want to respond how maybe, because I don't want to speak on behalf of the appointing authority. I don't know his way of getting people to work with him. But one thing I know, and it is in the records, is that when there was an advert of the chief officers, I had applied for chief officer education. I went to the County Public Service Board and did very competitive interview. I don't know how I performed there, but I only found that I was never selected. And because the documents and the results are with the Public Service Board, and the governor, the Public Service Board, serves also the county. If in any case he went through the documents and realized I had done my interview very well, then that could have been a driving strength for the governor to look for me. Secondly, politics, we know politics in Kenya, how they take turns. So I also don't want to comment much on that. But maybe going forward, if approved by this Honorable House committee, I would find time to chat with the appointing authority and ask him how he settled on me.
Oh, yeah, all the honorable members.
And then Honorable Bet has also asked me why I'm willing to leave a permanent and pensionable docket of a senior directorate in the commission. Honorable Bet has also mentioned that he's a teacher, and going by my CV, you realize I have very few years to go. Therefore, even if I was not favored to come to this particular docket, I would have also taken maybe my early voluntary retirement. So this could be a blessing in disguise, that I'm here while I was planning to take my voluntary retirement. So, Honorable Bet, with the kind of unemployment in this country, normally unless we go to change, all adverts always will begin with experience of 10 years and above. And therefore, even the unemployed may not be even experienced. So I'm the one who is experienced. Thank you, Chair.
Yes, the Honorable Anthony, before I open the floor.
Thank you, Chair. There was a question which was asked by Honorable Kiriot Bet. But you didn't respond. You are the fourth one in that Department of Public Service Management. You are friends who are dismissed, maybe because of not performing their work to the satisfactory of the governor. Mr. Malel, you have already enumerated several things that you intend to do in that department. How sure are you that you are not, that your performance will please the governor, so that you are not also dismissed as your colleagues? Thank you.
Yes, you can proceed to respond to that.
Chairman.
All right, Honorable Paul.
Thank you very much, Chairman. So as he answers the other questions, once again, congratulations, Kipruta Malel or Kipruta JM, for being nominated for the position of CCM Public Service Management. I am also happy to hear that you have told this committee that you know the functions of a devolved government. I want to ask you to tell us the roles or the functions of the public service management in a county government. Thank you.
All right, I'll give you to respond to that, Mr. Malel, and then from there, I want the members will permit me so that we now tackle the issues in the vetting criteria, and then we will come back to those supplementary questions later. But Malel, you can attempt to respond to that so that we can proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Allow me, Chair, to respond to Honorable Ruta that I'm the fourth being vetted here from the docket, and Honorable Ruta has expressed fears and concerns of my survival in the docket going forward. Chair.
Chairman.
Yes.
So, you know, we are on record. He is not the fourth one being vetted for the position. Is the second, but if this House will approve him, he'll be the fourth to serve in that docket. So it's very important that it goes on record that way.
All right. I think that is duly noted by the committee as well as the nominee. You are the second being vetted for this position. But what Honorable Anthony Ruta was referring, that of course you will be serving, should this committee and should the House approve your nomination, you will serve as the fourth CC under that docket, which I think you are aware. So proceed to respond to that.
Thank you, Chair. I want to respond it in this way, that the appointing authority has all the rights, he has the authority to hire and to fire. I do not want to maybe speak on behalf of the appointing authority whether my coming in, I'll be able to be sustained as compared to my predecessors. So in this case, I just want to, if this committee will approve me, I want to hit the road running and serve and deliver services to the expectation of the appointing authority, put down my knowledge, my experiences, and my skills. And if the appointing authority will find I'm doing very well, then of course I will be retained.
Okay.
And again, as a rejoinder, Chair, you have taken us through the court ruling proceedings and why the application was actually dismissed or denied.
All right.
Yes, the court proceedings are there with you, Chair, and we have seen what the judge, during his ruling, what he said about the application and the prayers of those who are dismissed. Meaning, they might have behaved in that particular way the judge has also commented or ruled. Therefore, I would be in a position to desist from what has been mentioned already and do the right things. Thank you, Chair.
All right, thank you, Malel. I will give it to Chariot better, but there is a
allow me, Chair, to respond to the roles and the functions of public service management in the county government setup. Like I said in my CV, that I've been a manager of public service in most, in this relation is the teachers, but then the same policies, the same principles are also applied in the public service domain. What I want to say is that the role of public service management in the county, one, is actually to coordinate the administrative functions in the county government, right from the docket that I will join all through down to the ward where we have the citizen. Secondly, is actually to manage administrative issues and also human resource issues, so that if that is the case, I will be the supervisor and as the executive administrator in the docket. I'll be talking with the human resource and will be able to actually deliver services to the public. And finally, maybe allow me to mention also supervision. So another role is to supervise the county government or developed functions of the county government, so that we should not have a gap or we should not have an empty position in the system. Thank you, Chair.
All right. I will give to Honorable Chariot bit, and then Honorable members, you will allow me. You will not respond to that. You will not. Just the Honorable Paul. I think there is a subsidiary question, but I want to rule this way, that you will ask that question, and then we go to the Honorable Paul Shirshir, and then we proceed in that manner. Is it? So you will note down, and please, as you note down, you respond to them. Don't skip one or any of the issues raised. And I'll propose the final one from my end. You know, during your remarks, you have mentioned that you are almost opting, or you had made a decision that you are going to retire early. And of course, we have agreed even from your presentation here is that you are a special person, of course, in the manner in which you were nominated, because you were never interviewed for the position of CEC. But my concern, again, and you are aware that you are coming, should we approve you, this is a political environment where you are expected to engage with the members of the county assembly, the members of the public, as well as your appointing authority and your colleagues from the other end. I'm just concerned that you're almost going for an early retirement. don't you think you are tired, Mr. Malil, should we approve you? Is there a risk that the county government and even the appointing authority will be settling on a very tired man already, even before the retirement age settles? So, note that we proceed to chair update, and then we go to the Honorable Paul, and we'll pick around 2 or 3 other honorable members.
Thank you, Chairman.
Yes.
I think you read my mind, Chairman, but of course you've asked us question. I have 3 quick ones, Chairman. The first one is Mr. Malel, a follow-up question from the Honorable Paul Chirchir on the roles of the county executive members. You never mentioned 2 very critical and important roles of the county assembly, for the county executive members, especially that touches on the county assembly. One of the roles of the CEC is to implement legislations that has been passed by the county assembly. Kindly, Malel, name at least 1 legislation that touches on public service management that this county assembly has already passed, because as a person of interest, you must have done, if you love this county, you must have known that the department that I'm going to head has this and this legislation. So kindly, if you can name 1 legislation that touches on PSM that the county assembly has passed, I'll be very pleased. Number 2, another very critical role of the CEC, any CEC, is to prepare proposed legislation and send to the county assembly for approval. Which is that legislation that before you came, or you prayed to God, that, oh God, if you give me this opportunity to be the CEC in my county, especially the CEC under PSM, my first role is to propose this legislation that is going to solve this particular issue. From your presentation earlier on, you said that you live in this county and you've seen some, hiccups in service delivery. What is that 1 legislation that you will be remembered after the end of maybe your term as a CEC, if this committee gives you a green light? Thank you, Chair.
Thank you, the Honorable Paul.
Thank you very much, Chairman. Actually, looking at the vetting tool, number 2 is work experience. Would you tell us or give us your work experience? I know you introduced yourself, and probably you may, or you could have captured in your introduction your work experience. But for purposes of this question, give us the employment record, all government agencies that you've worked, the business or professional corporations, companies, firms, or other enterprises with which you have been affiliated as an officer, any director, partner, proprietor, employee, or consultant. B, any honors or awards. List any scholarships, fellowships, honorary degrees, academic or professional honors, honorary society memberships, if any, military awards, if any, and any other special recognition for outstanding service or achievement in respect of each. State the date of the award and the institution or organization that made the award. The other one is the professional associations. Hope you're noting, where applicable. List all professional associations of which you are or have a member, and give any positions held and the respective dates when each such was held. On memberships, list all professional, business, fraternal, position scholarly, civic, charitable, or other organizations other than those listed in 16 above. On public service, public office, political activities, and affiliations. Is that okay? Yes. Now list chronologically any public offices you have held or are currently holding, including the terms of service and whether such positions were elected or elective or you were appointed. List all memberships and offices held in and services rendered, whether compensated or not, to any political party or election committee, if you have ever held a position in a political party or participated in campaigns. The other one is, have you ever been dismissed or otherwise removed from office for a contravention of the provisions of Article 75 of the Constitution of Kenya? Have you ever been adversely associated with practices that depict bias, favoritism, or nepotism in discharge of public duties? On pro bono charity work, donations to charity, describe what you have done by way of pro bono or charity work, listing specific instances, the amount contributed, and the amount of time devoted to each. Have you any objection to the making of inquiries with your present employer, referees in the course of consideration of your nomination? If yes, in case you have an objection, you can also explain. Finally, references. List the 3 persons who are not your relatives or who are familiar with your character, qualification, and work. Some of them we'll see in your CV, but you can elaborate or respond in that order. Thank you, Chairman.
All right, thank you, the Honorable Paul. Just for clarification, is point number 1 is this by the Honorable Paul Chichiro on the matter of work experience. Please relate it to the position that you have been nominated to. That is public service management. We go to the Honorable majority or okay. So I think you can respond to that, and if you didn't get any, you can seek for clarification, Mr. Malish. All right, proceed.
Thank you, Chair. Allow me to respond right from what I've been asked by the Chair on whether I'm tired because of what my CV reads. I'm glad, Chair, to say even in this House, Honorable House, we have members who are very active and they retired from the public service. I will be among them. To overactive services. Why? Is because of my long-term experience, and especially on service delivery. That is the effective and efficient service delivery to the residents of Kericho County. Secondly, somebody said you can be retired but not tired, and therefore with the experiences and the skills and the knowledge that I have, working together with the committees of this Honorable House, we will be able to actually have effective and efficient delivery of service to the residents of Kericho through my docket, the public service management. Honorable Bet has asked about legislation, what I should leave behind maybe after my tenure. And one, I want to mention that we have a big issue which is affecting the county and also the nation on the wage bill. The issue that we have here, I've been doing my own meditation about what I should do better if this House will approve me on public service management or the collection of revenue. I wish to state that together with my colleagues in the department, we will work with the docket, that is the finance and economic planning, together with the public service management. Collection of revenue solely as at now rests the docket of the Department of Finance and Economic Planning. But then the enforcement is lacking. And therefore, I wish to tell this honorable committee that I want to have a bill, because this is there is a relation between the enforcement and also that part of economic planning and finance, so that we work together. When we look at the organizational structure, there is a miss, there is a cap, so that the Department of Finance and Economic Planning will just work their own way on how to collect, but they require the enforcement from the Public Service Management. But then we don't work together. So I will share and actually have a deep discussion or a conversation with that department, so that we have an obligation to rule legislation in this honorable house that will bind us together, the finance and economic planning and public service management, so that whenever we want to have a prudent collection of revenue, then public service management through enforcement will be actually bonded and work together with the finance department. That I want to promise, if approved, I will have that legislation coming here, and if that will be passed, we will be bonded together, the two departments. And of course, we have other departments like ICT, where we are moving to the digital way of collecting revenues in our county. Chair, Honorable Chirchir has talked of, has asked on work experience and in relation to public service management. As a teacher, and with that experience of 32 years in management and administration, I want to say that when after my graduation, that is a bachelor's degree on education, I went for Kenya Education Management Institute in Nairobi, where I was trained on 3 key areas, that is on human resource, material resource, and on financial resource. With that alone, that experience, I would be able to have a very conducive conversation in the docket on how to manage the human resource for the effective service delivery. I will also, Chair, through the Chair, I would also want to say, when it comes to the management, the issue of payrolls, the issue of cost workers, though they are all over in the news, even in the country, the issue of wage bill, I want to say, with the experience, work experience on management, and I'm headed to this particular department of public management, I have the experience and the knowledge. I also have the skills to work out on the same. Now, I never followed the structured questions from Honorable Chirchir, but if I have to answer, maybe you will be in a position to fix my response.
Thank you, Chairman.
Yes.
Just maybe straight to the point. Do you have any honors or awards?
No.
Thank
Maybe
you.
the honors is the only bachelor's degree that I have.
Aye. Are you a member of any professional association?
No, Honorable Chirchir.
Thank you. But you're a member of TSC?
It's a professional
That's a
association.
professional employer.
Yeah, in teachers, in our department, we don't register to be.
You cannot be a member of the
to be a
NAT.
member, but you are an employee of the commission, and so definitely you are you are part of. But then it's not like the human resource where you register to be a member and you pay a fee.
Okay.
Yes.
So you're not a member of any association?
No.
Okay. Proceed. Honorable Paul.
Now, on political office or political activities or affiliations,